I'll show you how to remove it, drain the oil, and then I'll show you how we put it back and then put the new oil in it. All right, I'm just gonna nip them where they are and I'll rethread it after. They can hang there, it's not a big deal. So it's unplugged. I'm gonna start by lifting this section. It needs to be lifted off. Make sure we get all this stuff out. So I'm just taking my threads out now. I'm just gonna nip really close. That's gonna allow my threads to unravel. There we go. And then you always want to pull it out this way. You don't want to jam thread back in. So I'm gonna grab whichever one comes out. So I'm just pulling my tension disc so it releases the thread, but always pull them this way. That's this one. And I should have one more. There we go. And I just want to finish cleaning this out.
You can use your wall vacuum.
Yeah, I might. I'm just cleaning it off because we're about to move it and I don't want stuff to fall everywhere. All right, so I'm gonna put all my plates back because I cleaned it off fairly well. And we're about to move the entire unit. We're gonna roll it out because what we need to access is first the belt on this side. So we're gonna pull it out. Mine's on casters. If yours is not on casters, then get somebody to help you. Okay, so he's gonna pull it out and roll it so that he can turn it and we can see that side. Okay, so we just maneuvered it this way because the first thing that we're gonna do is we have to remove the belt. So we have to take out these three head screws here so that we can expose the belt and tilt the machine to release the belt. Okay, and most of your tools, depending on how your table is built, most of your tools, you'll be able to reach this one and this one. For this inner one, just so you have a straight point of entrance, you'll want to get something smaller like this. All right, so we remove this and that's going to expose our belt. Okay, so then you're just going to tilt the unit. If you have two people, you can. Marius can do it on his own. So you're just tilting it so that you can release the belt.
I don't know if you want to show in there.
Yeah, I guess if I go under, that's better.
Kind of see how it goes against there, and that's what makes it most tricky. But that doesn't mean you can't do it like this. It's just even more difficult. Here it goes.
Okay, and then he just slipped it off.
That's it, and then you can lay this back.
It's not super easy, but it is doable.
Yeah, I think if you get your hand under here after you lift it up, this gives you the position where you can get it back on the wheel.
And then the next thing we need to disconnect before our unit will actually move is our pedal. So now we have to undo our chain down here. So he's just gonna unhook this so that our chain will drop. And then he's gonna unhook it from the back of the machine. So on the back of your machine, it's hooked up to your pedal. So then unhook it there.
Pedal bar.
Yeah, pedal bar.
Pedal.
You can just let it drop.
Regulator. Okay.
So now those are the only two things holding your machine. Okay, so now he's gonna lift the unit out. So carry it from the bottom on both ends.
It's a heavy one, you know.
Yeah, remember it's not light. It's 50-pound machine. And then he's gonna put it with the hand wheel away from us. So right here, and then he's gonna bring the screw to the right to the edge as far as he can.
Okay, where is it?
Right there, you see that screw? This is the screw that you're gonna undo, and that's gonna drain your oil.
So we can actually slide it because it sits on the oil pan.
Okay, so you're gonna undo that screw. Before you do that, make sure you can use like a pan, a trash can, anything you want. I'm gonna use this old bottle of oil, and then my little funnel to catch it and drain it there.
I think this will be fine. Okay.
There we go. So it's snug in there.
It's probably gonna fall in there. I'm sure it is. There goes nothing. Trying not to drop it in there.
don't think that
there we go.
It'll catch, so.
Oh, okay. It doesn't come shooting out or anything.
So then we're just gonna drain the oil. We're gonna let it drain here. And then once the flow kind of stops, we're gonna tilt it. And you can see that the oil is dark. So the oil normally when it goes in is clear. Almost there. Our bottle's almost full. Nice dirty yellow oil. There we go. Now we're gonna tilt it a little bit just to make sure we get everything out. See if Marius can tilt and hold. Again, if you have another person, get another person.
I'm putting my chest to keep it from sliding forward.
I'm recording.
That's heavy.
So you can see there's extra in there. If you don't have help, then you'll want to lift it and stick something sturdy underneath it to keep it at an incline.
Something like that.
No, probably not something like that.
That's solid.
Okay, put your screwdriver.
Huh?
I said, okay, put your screwdriver.
What's wrong with it? That's solid, bro.
So see, you can see we're getting a little bit more. Now put it back down because you're not going to get every single last drop out. It's just impossible. If you have the time, let it drip until it's dripped completely empty, but I don't have the time.
Hey.
I'm going to put the rag underneath. So with my rag here, just so it doesn't drip on our carpet, we're going to put the screw back in and we're going to tighten that back into place. Again, I'm just using a rag so oil doesn't go anywhere. If you're in a place that doesn't matter, then you can skip that step. And you want to tighten it as tight as you can to hand. You don't need a mechanic tool or anything like that, but just a nice snug tightening. There we go. And you've officially drained your oil. Now we got to put it back in and then we'll put new oil in it. And we'll show you how we do that.
Can't wait.
So in here are these little black spacers. If you saw when we removed our machine, they came out with it. So if yours did, you'll just want to take them out, just gently wiggle them out, and you want to place them back on here because it's going to be easier to put your machine on here than trying to keep these plastic parts on the machine while you're putting it on. I'm going to clean this up while I'm in here, just so it's clean. Again, another disclaimer, it is heavy. It is not light by any means.
50 plus pounds, right?
Yeah, I think it's 53. So then he's just going to place it right on those rubber stop like placeholder things. Yeah. And it's just going to fall right onto those rubber things, and that keeps it in place and helps reduce the vibration. Now we're going to tilt the machine and put the belt back on. Same way that we removed it, we're going to put it back on. Grab an undershot, he's tilting it, and you can see the belt there. There you go, and you slip it on. Again, it's not the most simple of processes, but
okay.
And then just make sure your feet are in there properly. Okay, we're going to reattach our presser foot and attach it to the back, and then refix the height. So he's clipping it to the back again, just where we unclipped it. There's a little bar here, and he is just hooking it to the end of the bar. We put it pretty much at the same angle as our gas pedal. Gas pedal.
From here.
Right there, perfect. Hook it there, wherever that hooks.
Good?
Yeah. Yeah. Because it doesn't need a whole lot. It needs like an inch of movement, if that. So that's attached back. See, we see our presser foot's working. So now that you attach your presser foot, don't forget to put your cap back on to cover your belt. You don't want that exposed. Don't want anything getting caught in there. So we're going to slide it back on and then just put our screws back in. Double check your belt, make sure it's not hitting. Make sure everything's lined up properly. You can come underneath and check it. And ours looks good. It's not grinding against anything. Now that we have that on, we're going to move the machine back to where it is, and then we're going to fill up our oil. That way it's not wiggling around while we're trying to get it back in place. So now we're going to put the new oil in. So see, this is the new oil, brand new Juki. You needed 18 oil. Again, it's not going to take all of this. It'll probably take about half, but you'll see the color difference. See. Okay, so on your machine here, you have a little marker right here that says oil. So do not fear, that is where your oil goes. And you just unscrew this. Just keep this somewhere safe. I suggest using a funnel, makes life a little easier. Just stick your funnel in there. We open the oil, we just put 2 holes, a venting hole and a drain hole. You can do it however you like to pour stuff. And then we're gonna fill it up until it hits right between the 2 lines. You want it between normal and the red line. So he's gonna go, yep. And he's gonna pour our oil in. There we go. We're starting to get some rise now. Now the oil's filling up. He's gonna go. And he's probably gonna use about half that bottle, if not a little bit more. So he's still going. We're watching.
Oh, man.
And stop.
I stop.
Okay, so he poured it perfectly right there. So we'll see on our bottle, we have about this much left. Then just remove your funnel and then your little cap. Don't forget to put that back on because this prevents like backsplashing. Just line it back up. Use that back in. There you go. Okay, and don't forget here you have, I use one of these. I can put a link in the description for these as well. I just find them easier to use, but you have some points you need to oil. So there's a little hole right here. I don't know how easy or hard that is to see, but I'm just gonna stick my little needle in there and I wanna fill this back up. I want it to have a good amount. I don't do it all the way to the brim, but so it has enough in there. Okay, and pull my needle out. Okay, so you have this one. And I've recently filled this one up, but I'll show you how that looks too, just so you can see that. Okay, so then you stick this one in. This one kind of goes at an angle, so if you're hitting resistance like this, you got to angle it down a little bit more. And then we'll just fill this back up. Just about the same distance, okay? So you have 2 points there. The next place that you have to oil is right here, your needle bar. So I'll show you as it moves. Your needle bar shifts along this. So this is metal, where metal touches metal. So right here, we're just gonna put a little bit of oil, okay? And then we'll turn it so it can kind of distribute it. Right here, you're gonna move your cover plate, send it down, and then I'll show you by moving these components again. You see it right here, you have another metal meeting metal point right here. So right here is where I wanna put some oil. And I'm just gonna, that's why I like using these, because you can get really precise and just kind of put a dab on there. Okay, you don't need a lot. Just let a drop or 2 fall out. And then always move it clockwise, not counterclockwise. And I'm just moving it a little to distribute. And that's it. You've officially changed the oil on your Juki 6800 series. Congratulations. I go slow and then speed up. Remember, this machine can go really, really fast. That's because I have mine turned down pretty far. And he's just gonna let it run a little bit to distribute all that oil that we just put in. Let it kind of circulate and get coated in there before we actually start doing any projects. And yeah, just do that a little bit right before you thread it. Rethread your machine, throw some tester pieces through it, and enjoy. If you found this video helpful, please be sure to share, like, subscribe. If you have any questions, leave them down in the comments. I'll do my best to answer them. But it is completely doable. It is heavy. Remember, get somebody to help you if you need help lifting about 50 pounds. I certainly do, not only because I'm pregnant, but just in general, it just makes it easier. It's definitely easier as a 2-person job. Let me know if you have any questions. Thanks for watching.